Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Reading the Red. This Tuesday chilly morning. No rain though, but it's cold out there. Today, Matthew 15, verse 4. Jesus carries on, having addressed the issue regarding the disciples trying to justify why they are breaking the commandments and doing what was not right. Jesus continues by saying this. For God says, honour your father and your mother. He who speaks evil of his father or his mother is to be put to death. So Jesus is referring back to the law that was given to Moses, whereby in the commandments in Deuteronomy, the declaration that God made to Moses for the people of Israel by the standard that they lived, was to honour the father and the mother. And if a child didn't, then they would be put to death. And that was the drastic reality of the declaration. Now, you might agree with that, you might not agree with that. It doesn't matter. God made that declaration. And so they've challenged Jesus and said to Jesus, okay, how comes these things? Why don't your disciples wash in the right way? And Jesus responds and says to them, well, you're breaking the real law. Not just like this subsidiary law, but you're breaking the subsidiary law that you invented. No, what are you doing about the real law, the real law? And that sense of trying to live by a certain standard because that's your opinion and that's your perspective. But, it's okay to break these laws and it's okay to break those laws, but we must never do this thing. And it's just foolishness. And Jesus is challenging that foolishness and saying, you give yourself consent like a license to kill, a license to sin on where you think you can do it all right. But on those things, you're not, no, we don't do that. And Jesus is saying, God has said in the beginning that, here's an example, that if you didn't honour your father and your mother, then it wouldn't be going particularly well with you. You're going to be put to death. You're going to be, as it were, judged and put to death. And that sense of this imbalance of idea of what's really going on. Jesus is getting to the heart of the problem. See, they don't like the fact that he's given them an opportunity to come to God in a different way. Jesus is pointing out to them that you can't even keep the little laws, not about the big laws. I mean, we're coming on to the big law later on, but you can't even keep the little laws. So if you're breaking the little laws and you're not keeping the big laws, then you're a sinner. You're breaking the law. And the Bible teaches us that if we break the law, whatever law, we are condemned because we have become, as it were, law breakers. We're sinners in the sight of God. Not in the sight of the earth, maybe, not in the sight of such society, not even in the sight of our own eyes, but in the sight of God. And there's the key thing. The connection to God, or the disconnection from God, is because of the sin nature that dwells within us. The reason why we do wrong is because we have a nature that's in rebellion to God. But God has given us Jesus to recover the reality of that damaged nature by renewing us and giving us a new nature, a nature that reflects him, a nature that looks like God and that acts like God and thinks like God and feels like God and does like God. This new nature. See, we can't improve on the old nature. The old nature, the only way it can be dealt with is if it dies. But the new nature is a free gift given by God through Jesus. If we accept that we're sinners and we need forgiveness, and because God has provided Jesus, we can be forgiven. And now, having been forgiven because we received this forgiveness with Jesus' blood cleansed on the cross, we can have this new nature in God because God's new nature can come and live in us. But they don't want to hear none of that. They just want to stick to you mustn't do this and you mustn't do that. What are you like? Have you entered into the new nature reality of what it means to be a Christian? It's there for you. Have a great day.